Stop crying, you useless little girl. Your father doesn't need a dead weight like you. Can you imagine hearing such cutting words? They echoed, cold and sharp, through the lavish hallways of a Beverly Hills mansion. Curled up in a corner of the room, little Lily trembled, leaning on her pink crutches. Advancing on her like a predator was Tiffany, the millionaire Richard's fiancée. And it was at that exact moment, a moment that would change everyone's destiny forever, that Maria, the new housekeeper, witnessed the scene. A fire ignited within her. "You will not lay another finger on this child," Maria's voice, firm and full of unexpected strength, resonated through the luxurious hall. "As long as I'm here, she will never suffer again." Her hand, small but determined, blocked the furious woman's path. A silent battle began right there. And before we dive headfirst into this journey, how about you subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and tell me in the comments which city you're watching from. I'd love to know how far our story is reaching. The Beverly Hills mansion stood like a modern palace against the blue sky of that March morning. With its 3 stories, gardens that seemed to have been painted by hand, and an architecture that was the very definition of power, the Montgomery family residence was a symbol of everything money could buy. Maria Silva, 28 years old, stopped before the imposing gate, clutching a folder with her documents, her heart pounding in her chest. Her brown hair tied in a simple ponytail, and the modest outfit she had bought especially for the interview contrasted with the luxury around her. "You can do this, Maria," she whispered to herself, the California air filling her lungs. "You need this job." And she really did. After the family she worked for moved to Europe, Maria spent 2 months on a desperate search. The bills wouldn't wait. The rent for her small apartment in East LA was late, and she still needed to send money to her mother in Texas. She rang the doorbell. A cold, feminine voice, like the clinking of ice in a crystal glass, answered through the intercom. "Yes? I'm Maria Silva. I'm here for the job interview. Come in. First door on the right." The gate opened, and Maria walked down the stone path that led to the main entrance. Every detail screamed wealth, from the exotic plants to the marble fountain that gushed water in the courtyard. The door was opened by a tall, blonde woman, around 35 years old. Impeccable hair, a designer suit that probably cost more than Maria earned in a year. Her blue eyes, however, were cold. "You must be the applicant," she said, sizing Maria up from head to toe with a look that made her disdain clear. "I'm Tiffany Andrade, Mr. Richard's fiancée." "A pleasure, Miss Tiffany. I'm Maria." Tiffany led her through a room that looked like a museum, with imported furniture and priceless works of art. She sat in a leather armchair, with the posture of a queen. "Your references seem adequate," she said, flipping through the folder. "Hardworking, punctual, no vices. But I need to make a few things very clear." "Of course, Miss Tiffany. This is a serious household. We value discretion and efficiency. Your duties are cleaning, laundry, and maintaining order, nothing more." Maria nodded. "Richard travels a lot. In his absence, I'm the one in charge of everything. I expect total obedience." "I understand. There is a child in the house, Lily, Richard's daughter. She has special needs." "What kind of needs?" Tiffany hesitated, as if choosing her words with tweezers. "Lily uses crutches. She was born with a malformation in her leg. She is a difficult child, stubborn, spoiled, used to getting attention." "How old is she?" 7. "And before you ask, you were not hired to be a nanny. Lily has a strict schedule for everything. Your job is to clean, not to interfere with her upbringing." There was something in Tiffany's tone that set off an alarm in Maria's head, but she needed the job. "I understand perfectly. Your salary will be $3,500 a month with a contract. Sundays off. The hours are Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. "I accept." Excellent. You start tomorrow. Tiffany leaned in, her cold eyes fixed on Maria's. One last thing. I value harmony. Employees who meddle where they're not wanted, who ask too many questions, they don't last long here. The threat, as subtle as poison, sent a shiver down Maria's spine. You'll have no problems with me, Ms. Tiffany. I hope not. The next morning, promptly at 7, Maria was there. Tiffany greeted her with a list of tasks and a hurried tour. Richard left for New York yesterday, she explained. He'll be gone for 3 days. Start by cleaning the ground floor. The house was even more spectacular on the inside. Marble floors, crystal chandeliers. Maria imagined that just one of those rugs could pay her rent for a year. And the girl? Maria asked as Tiffany handed her the cleaning supplies. Lily is in her room. Don't worry about her. Doesn't she have breakfast? Tiffany stopped, irritation evident on her face. Maria, I was very clear yesterday. Lily is not your responsibility. She has a schedule and only comes down when I allow it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Start with the living room. I want everything sparkling. Tiffany left, leaving Maria alone with her thoughts. How could a child not have breakfast? It was already past 9 and the house remained in a deathly silence. Around 10, while cleaning the magnificent marble staircase, Maria heard a sound. Small, careful steps, and the unmistakable tap of crutches on the floor. She looked up and saw at the top of the stairs a small, thin girl. Light brown hair, large eyes filled with a deep sadness. She held firmly onto a pair of pink crutches. The child watched her, a mixture of fear and curiosity in her gaze. Hi, Maria said, in the softest voice she could manage, stopping what she was doing and offering a smile. You must be Lily. The girl didn't answer, just continued to stare at her. I'm Maria. I'm the new helper here at the house. Lily came down one step, then another with a proficiency that was heartbreaking. Your crutches are very pretty, Maria commented. Pink is my favorite color. For the first time, the hint of a smile appeared on the girl's face. Have you had breakfast yet? Maria asked very carefully. Lily shook her head no. Are you hungry? The girl nodded shyly. Maria looked around, no sign of Tiffany. How about we go to the kitchen? I can make something delicious for you. Lily's eyes lit up, but then hesitation returned. Tiffany said I can't come down before 11, she whispered. And where is she now? She went out, to the beauty salon. Maria held out her hand. Then let's be quick. It'll be our little secret. Lily looked at that outstretched hand as if it were a treasure. Slowly, she leaned on one crutch and gave her other hand to Maria. Together, they descended the rest of the staircase. In the kitchen, Maria found everything she needed to make pancakes. As she prepared the batter, Lily sat on a stool, watching her every move, fascinated. Do you like pancakes? Maria asked. I don't know, I've never had them. Maria stopped mixing the batter and looked at the girl, incredulous. Never? But pancakes are one of the best things in life. Tiffany says I can only eat healthy food. No sweets. Well, pancakes can be healthy. I'll make them with oats and banana. It's nutritious and delicious. As the pancakes golden on the griddle, Maria discovered that Lily loved to draw, that her favorite color was indeed pink, and that she had a stuffed kitten named Fofinho. And your daddy? Maria asked. Traveling. He travels a lot. Do you miss him? Lily nodded, the sadness returning to her eyes. A lot. But when he comes back, Tiffany says he's tired and that I can't bother him. Maria served the pancakes on a colorful plate with banana slices and a drizzle of honey. Try it. Lily took the first bite, and her eyes widened. It's delicious, she exclaimed, and then a real smile, the first one Maria had seen. That's great. Eat it all. It will give you energy. As Lily ate, Maria noticed how thin she was for a 7-year-old. There were dark circles under her eyes. Lily, can I ask you something? You can. Do you always eat alone in your room? Tiffany says it's better that I make a mess at the big table. And what do you usually eat? Salad? Soup? Sometimes a little piece of chicken. A pang of anger shot through Maria's heart. And you like it? Lily made a face. Not much, but Tiffany says a girl on crutches needs to eat little so she doesn't get fat. Maria's anger grew. What kind of monster would say that to a child? Lily, listen very carefully to what I'm about to tell you, she said, kneeling in front of the girl. You are perfect just the way you are. Your crutches don't make you different, and you need to eat well to grow up strong and healthy. Really? Really? And you know what? Your crutches are like magic wands. They help you go anywhere you want. Lily laughed, a crystal clear laugh that filled the kitchen with life. Magic wands! Exactly. And every good magician needs energy to perform magic. At that moment, the sound of an approaching car. Tiffany's back, Lily whispered, fear returning to her eyes. Calm down, Maria said. Go up to your room, I'll clean everything up here. But what if she finds out? She won't. Go quickly. Lily left the kitchen and Maria washed and put everything away in record time. Tiffany entered minutes later. How's the work going? She asked, her eagle eyes inspecting every corner. Everything's fine. I was just finishing up the kitchen. And Lily? I haven't seen her. Tiffany seemed satisfied. Continue your work. But as Maria went back to cleaning, she couldn't stop thinking. That girl was being neglected, maybe worse. And for the first time, Maria felt that her job there was about much more than just cleaning a house. That night, in her small apartment, the image of Lily's sad eyes wouldn't leave Maria's mind. There was something about that girl that had touched her in a way she hadn't expected. In the following days, the secret routine began. Whenever Tiffany went out, Maria would find a way to spend time with Lily. She started bringing hidden snacks to her room. I brought a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, she whispered, entering Lily's room one morning. The room was large but lifeless. It looked like a hotel room, not a child's sanctuary. Lily was on her bed, flipping through a book. Maria! She exclaimed, her face lighting up. How are you, princess? Better now. While Lily ate, Maria looked at the girls' books. Math, science, geography. Not a single fairy tale. Do you like these books? They're the only ones I have. Tiffany says stories are a waste of time. What a shame. Stories are pure magic. Do you know any stories? Maria smiled. I know many. Want to hear one? Lily's eyes sparkled. Maria then told the story of a brave princess who used 2 magic wands, very similar to crutches, to save her kingdom. Was the princess like me? Lily asked at the end. Exactly like you. Brave, smart, and special. And she was happy because she knew that being different made her unique. In the following weeks, their friendship blossomed in secret. Maria taught her English in a fun way. Apple, she would say, showing her an apple. Apple, Lily would repeat, laughing. Lily was transforming, gaining weight, smiling more. Her eyes had a new sparkle. Maria, she said one day, can I ask you a question? Of course, my love. Can you be my mom? The question hit Maria like a punch of love. Tears welled up in her eyes. Why do you want that? Because you make me feel special. You give me yummy food, and you tell stories, and... Lily paused. You love me? Of course I love you, princess. Then you're already my mom, in my heart. Maria hugged the girl, feeling a connection that filled a void she didn't even know existed in her own life. But Tiffany started noticing the changes. The girl is different, she commented, more lively. Maybe she's just growing up, Maria suggested. Tiffany studied her. You haven't been talking to her, have you? Just what's necessary. Keep it that way. Lily doesn't need unnecessary stimulation. The surveillance was increasing. Richard Montgomery returned from his trip on a Friday. Maria saw him for the first time, an imposing man in his 40s, graying at the temples, wearing an expensive suit, but with a deep sadness in his eyes. Tiffany ran to greet him. "Darling, I'm so glad you're here." He kissed her automatically, still on the phone. "Yes, confirm the meeting. The report needs to be ready." He hung up and looked at Tiffany. "How were things?" Everything was perfect. "Oh, this is Maria, the new employee." Richard barely glanced at Maria. "Good afternoon." "Good afternoon. Where's Lily?" "In her room, studying, as always." "I'm going to see her." Tiffany stopped him. "Darling, you just arrived. You're tired. How about a drink?" "Tiffany, I haven't seen my daughter in 3 weeks." "I know, but she already has a sleep routine." Richard hesitated. "Maybe you're right. I'll talk to her tomorrow." Maria watched the scene, indignant. Later, she heard Lily crying in her room. She knocked on the door. "Lily, it's me." The girl opened it, her face bathed in tears. "What's wrong, princess?" "My daddy's here. I heard his voice, but he didn't come to see me." Maria's heart broke. "He must be very tired from his trip, my love. He never has time for me. Tiffany always says I can't bother him." "Lily, your father loves you very much. Do you think if I didn't use crutches, he would like me more?" The question was like a stab wound. "No, my love, you're perfect. Any father would be lucky to have you. Then why doesn't he want to be with me?" Maria didn't know how to explain an adult's pain to a child. "Sometimes when we lose someone we love very much, like your mommy, we get scared to love again. Your dad's heart was very hurt. But I was sad when mommy died too." "I know, princess, and you didn't deserve to go through that." "Maria." "Yes?" "You're never going to leave, are you?" "I'll do everything I can to always stay with you." It was a promise. On Saturday, Richard finally had breakfast with Lily. Maria was cleaning the adjacent room, observing. "Hi, Daddy," Lily said shyly. "Hi, sweetie." Richard seemed distant. "I learned new things." "Really? What?" "I learned to count in English. 1, 2, 3. Richard smiled. "Very good. Who taught you?" Lily hesitated, glancing at Maria. "I learned from my books." At that moment, Tiffany entered. "Richard, I'm glad you came down, but you don't need to worry about this. I take care of everything related to Lily." "She's my daughter, Tiffany." "Of course, darling, but you work so much." "Maybe you're right," Richard said, getting up. "Daddy's going to work a little in the office, okay?" The disappointment on Lily's face was visible. "Okay, Daddy." Maria saw everything. The girl's loneliness was an abyss. Later, in the laundry room, Tiffany cornered her. "I've noticed Lily is different. Are you sure you're not talking to her?" "Just the basics, Ms. Tiffany." "Well, it would be very bad if I found out you were interfering, giving her food at odd hours, telling silly stories." Maria's heart froze. "I wouldn't do that." "I hope not, because if I find out you're sabotaging my work with Lily, you'll be out on the street that same hour. Lily is a problematic child. I'm trying to educate her. She's only 7 years old." "Exactly. It's the right age to learn discipline." Tiffany smiled coldly. "Richard trusts me. Don't let some little maid ruin that." The following weeks were hell. Tiffany watched Maria's every move. She further limited Lily's time outside her room. Maria saw the girl wilting with each passing day. One morning when Tiffany went out, Maria went to Lily's room and found her hugging her stuffed kitten. "Hi, princess." "Maria, you can't be here. Tiffany said if she saw us talking, she would fire you. And if I tell Daddy, she'll say you're poisoning me." Maria felt a blind fury. "Lily, look at me. I will never harm you. And I'm not leaving. Tiffany is wrong, and one day your father will realize it. You promise?" "I promise." But she didn't know that Tiffany had installed a baby monitor in the room and heard every word. The next afternoon, the confrontation. "Sit down, Maria." Tiffany said with a fake smile. "I discovered something interesting, that you are a liar." She turned on a small device and Maria's voice echoed, "Tiffany is wrong. Your father will realize it. You recorded me. I installed it for security, and I found out that you're manipulating my stepdaughter against me." "I didn't manipulate anyone. It's your word against the recording." The trap was set. "What do you want?" "For you to disappear from Lily's life. If not, I'll show this to Richard. I'll say you're interfering with her psychological treatment." "What treatment?" "The one that starts next week. She's been very rebellious lately." It was a diabolical plan. "Why do you hate an innocent child so much?" "Because she is a constant reminder of his first wife. Because she steals the attention that should be mine." The naked, raw truth. "So, what's your choice, Maria? Either you stay away, or I destroy you." The next morning, Richard called her into his office. "Sit down. Tiffany has told me some concerning things." He talked about the food, the fantasies, the manipulation. "Mr. Richard, I can explain. There's a recording, Maria. I heard it. It's out of context. I was just trying to help. Your daughter feels lonely, rejected. Tiffany takes very good care of her. My relationship with my daughter is none of your business. You were hired to clean." His anger was that of a guilty man. "Lily is starting therapy, and you will maintain total distance from her. One word, one gesture, and you're fired. Is that clear?" Tears burned in Maria's eyes. "It's clear." She left, devastated, and found Tiffany in the hallway with a victorious smile. "Learned your lesson? Why are you doing this?" "Because she exists," Tiffany replied with a coldness that chilled the soul. In the weeks that followed, Maria was forced to ignore Lily. The girl would try to approach her, but Tiffany would always push her away. "Let Maria work, Lily. She doesn't have time for your nonsense." The light in Lily's eyes began to fade. Maria would hear her crying at night. Tiffany's punishments worsened. "Lily will stay in her room until she learns to behave," Maria heard her say on the phone, lying to the psychologist, painting the girl as a monster. One afternoon, Maria heard Lily talking to her stuffed animal. "Why doesn't Maria like me anymore, Fofinho? Is it because of my crutches? Everyone always leaves because of my crutches." That broke Maria's heart into 1,000 pieces. She couldn't take it anymore. She knocked on the door. "Lily, may I come in?" "Maria," the girl exclaimed, "I thought you didn't like me anymore." "Listen carefully. I love you very much. Never doubt that." "Then why don't we talk anymore? Because sometimes adults make silly rules, but that doesn't change how I feel." Footsteps in the hall. "Hide," Lily whispered. Tiffany entered. "Who were you talking to?" "With Fofinho." "Stop this nonsense." She left. Maria waited and then said goodbye. "I will always love you, Lily." "I love you too, Mother Maria." Those words sealed her fate. She had to act. She started watching Tiffany, her strange calls, the locked drawers. One day she found the drawer open. Inside, research on boarding schools for special needs children and emails with a lawyer about transferring guardianship. Tiffany was planning to institutionalize Lily permanently. "The child is becoming an obstacle," she wrote. Maria photographed everything, her hands shaking. That same day, Tiffany announced, "The psychologist recommended a more intensive treatment for Lily. She's going to a specialized center next week." It was the final lie. Maria needed a confession. The next day, she provoked Tiffany. "Lily seems sad about the move." "She'll get used to it," Tiffany said. "It must be hard for Mr. Richard too." "Actually, it will be a relief. Lily is a burden, a constant reminder." Maria activated the recorder. "But she's his daughter." "A mistake from the past. The specialized center is actually a luxury orphanage. She'll stay there forever. Richard will never know." "That's monstrous. It's necessary. As long as Lily is here, he will never be completely mine." Maria had the proof. She had to act fast. That night, She went to Lily's room. "Princess, I need you to be very brave. Braver than any princess in the stories. I need you to tell your father the whole truth. What if he doesn't believe me?" "He will, because I will be by your side." On Saturday morning, the moment of truth arrived. Richard was in his office. Together, Maria and Lily descended the stairs. "I'm scared," the girl whispered. "Remember the princesses. They face their fears." In the office, Maria didn't ask. She demanded, "Mr. Richard, your daughter needs to speak with you. Just listen." For the first time, Richard truly saw his daughter. "Daddy," Lily began, her voice trembling, "Maria said you love me. Is that true?" "Of course I love you, Lily. Why would you ask that?" "Because Tiffany said you're ashamed of me, that you wished I had never been born." The words came out like an avalanche of pain. "She called me a cripple. She said I was a burden." Richard turned pale. "My God, none of that is true." "Then why do you never stay with me?" The question devastated him. Because I'm a coward," he admitted, falling to his knees before his daughter. "Because looking at you reminds me of your mother, and it hurts so much that I chose to run away." "But I miss her too," Lily said, "and when I'm alone, it hurts even more." He hugged her for the first time in years, a hug of regret and rediscovered love. "Forgive me, my daughter." "You're not bad, Daddy. You were just sad. Now we can be sad together." It was then that Maria played the recording. Tiffany's cruel voice filled the room at the exact moment she arrived. "Richard, I can explain." "Explain what?" he roared. "How you psychologically tortured a 7-year-old child. She's a burden, a reminder that you loved someone else before me." The mask fell. "Get out of my house now!" After Tiffany's departure, a deep silence filled the house. "Daddy," Lily said, "are you going to regret this later?" The seeds of doubt that Tiffany had planted ran deep. "Lily, listen to me. Kicking out someone who hurt you is a forever decision. And you know what else is forever? My decision to be a real father to you." Maria suggested therapy. "You're right," Richard said. "But I want you to be a part of it too. You saved us, and Lily sees you as a mother." "It's true," the girl said. "Maria is my heart mom." "Then I'd like to make it official," Richard continued. "I want you to adopt Lily, to legally be her mother." Maria was speechless. "It's the most serious thing in my life," he said, "and to prove it, I want you to move in here as family." A week later, Maria moved in, not as an employee, but as part of that new beginning. "We're an unconventional family," Richard said, "a partnership in love for a very special girl." "Good morning, family," Lily said the next morning, and the house, once cold, was filled with warmth. The healing journey was not easy. Lily tested the limits with tantrums and fears. "If I don't eat my dinner, are you going to send me away?" she asked one night, revealing the depth of her wound. "No, my love," Maria said. "Even if you were the most annoying girl in the world," Richard added, "a parent's love never ends." 3 months later, the house was different. Richard worked from home, present. He spent afternoons with Lily in his office, the scratch paper now filled with colorful flowers. 6 months later, the adoption was finalized. "Lily Montgomery Silver," the judge said, "you now have 2 families that have joined into one." At the small party at home, Richard made a toast to the most unlikely and most perfect family in the world. A year later, their routine was one of love and normalcy. Maria was studying pedagogy in college. "Mom," Lily said, "today I'm going to introduce my family at school. I'm going to say that a real family is the people we choose to love every day." The mansion in Beverly Hills was unrecognizable. Where there was once silence, there was now life. 5 years passed. Lily, now 12, was a confident girl. "Mom, Dad, I was chosen for a speech competition. I'm going to talk about our story. About how a housekeeper, a lost businessman, and a girl on crutches became the happiest family in the world. Richard hugged them both. 5 years ago, I thought success was having money. Today, I know success is coming home to hugs. And I, said Maria, thought I would never be a mother. Today, I am one in the most beautiful way possible. And I, Lily added, learned that family doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. That night, on the porch under the starry sky, the unlikely family celebrated the greatest triumph of all, the love that heals, that transforms, and that always finds a way. The pink crutches leaning against the wall were no longer a symbol of limitation, but a reminder that the greatest difficulties can become bridges to happiness. This journey shows us that the happiest endings are not those without pain, but those where love overcomes any adversity. It proves that family is who we choose to love every day. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe, leave a like, and share it with someone who needs to believe in the power of love and the protection of our most vulnerable little ones. Your comment is very important to us. Until the next story that inspires us to defend justice and human dignity,